Hey Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome, welcome, welcome to today's readings. Literally at the time of uploading these readings, we have an astrological PowerPoint. This is a time when you can get a bit of a boost or a turbocharge to your wishes and intentions. If you are finding these readings at a later date, which is quite likely with a pick a card reading, it will mean that you are tuning into the energy of an astrological PowerPoint that is almost certainly personal to you and connected to your chart. Whereas today, as I'm doing this is sort of a global thing. But however we look at it, if you're drawn to these readings at any time, whether it's today or it's in 2 weeks' time or 2 months' time or even 2 years' time, it means the energy is primed for you. So we have 3 readings to choose from, and we are going to get information about how to effectively empower you, how to empower your manifestations, how to utilize, I guess, the energy that the universe is currently offering you, the planetary alignments at the time that you find these readings, the energy that is there for you to harness, to align with, so that your manifestations can really get going, be given a massive boost, a massive positive boost. So we have 3 cards to choose from, 3 beautiful crystal hearts. So we have, first of all, for pile 1, the Tree of Life. This is your card, pile 1. And you have the Citrine Heart. Really, really beautiful. So this is for pile 1. Pile 2, we have Entering the Mystery. This is your card. And you have the Amethyst Heart. Okay, so that is pile 2. And for pile 3, we have the Howlite Heart with the card of Alchemy. This is for pile 3. Okay, so beautiful souls, I am going to leave the video running. Welcome if you're returning, welcome if you're new. It is such a privilege to be reading for you, truly. I feel really, really honoured to be doing this kind of work, and also doing this at this monumental time of significant and massive upgrade to humanity, to the collective, as we move into the dawning of a new age. We are in the thick of this transition right now, and this is going on for a few years. So we are really, really, I think, aligning. We're aligning with the stars. We're aligning with a greater universal energy. You know, our star brothers and sisters, indeed, you know, we are all made of star stuff. So there's really powerful energy available for us in our 3D world to really transform and make a difference and bring our highest manifestations into, you know, into being, into form. So I'm going to leave the video running a few minutes longer. The timestamps are in the description box below. I've also put them into a comment. All of the cards that I'm using are also in the description as well throughout the readings, all of them that are there. I'm putting them into the comment as well. So if there's any cards that you really like, you'll be able to find them. And beautiful souls, I'll leave the video running for a few moments, and if you need even longer, just press the pause button. I will see you in the readings in just a minute. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. Let's find out what your spirit team, what source has to say. I'm seeing 2 house cards here coming through about the PowerPoint for you. What is this source of empowerment for my pile 1s? What messages are coming through here? I'm seeing both of these and this. A lot of oracle cards coming through for you. Lots and lots and lots. How interesting. And one from this pack as well. Now, let's look at these first, and then we'll draw your tarot cards as well. So you have Tree of Life. Now this is Bast, Anubis and Osiris. You have the 10th house, which is your achievements and status, and the 12th house. This is the area of your life that is overwhelming. You yield to a greater cause or power. But this is also quite phenomenal. Look at this astronaut. Look at the star. And look at the star just at the top of the tree of life. I think something is being possibly like resurrected in your life. Protecting treasure, magical map shifter, and gentle gardener. Let me move all these cards along so we have enough room along here. And then we have your final card here, Earth, stay grounded. Look at that, sitting underneath our beautiful tree of life. Wow. I think something that is guarded, protected. There's some really big timing involved here with Magical Map Shifter. Something you've been incubating, I think, is actually about to burst forth. This is fascinating. Something you've had to protect is about to burst forth. This almost feels like, a bit like when we give birth. You know, giving birth, you could say, I mean, it's a magical time, but it's also, it can be a bit risky. And, you know, we don't know when we go into, as a woman, you know, if you go into labour, you don't quite know how it's going to go. You can't predict. You know, you don't know if it's going to be, a fast birth or take a long time. There's going to be times to push. There's going to be times to breathe. I just feel this is all about timing. Now, before I say any more, I'm just going to draw your tarot cards. But there's something very profound about the timing of something around you. Something that has been sort of protected, nurtured. There's something about bringing it forth. Something about that. You're definitely being protected. You know, I might want to draw some runes for you as well. I'm going to draw your tarot cards and I'm going to grab my bag of runes. May we kindly ask for information for pile 1 about this PowerPoint. What do pile 1? Interesting though, little Freudian slip in the language there. What do pile 1 need to know about? I am seeing this one and actually that one. We have the Malacca of Coins. This is the Queen of Pentacles. My goodness me. Oh, wow. You have the King and Queen of Pentacles. You have the Fool. You have the High Priestess. And you have the 9 of Cups. Wow, 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 and more wow. This is a time when you are about to excel, to exceed. Something is going to exceed the potential that you thought it was going to. Whatever you are longing for, whatever you are birthing into the world, the timing, you are moving closer and closer and closer to the time when this is going to launch. It's going to be big, it's going to be dynamite. Something you are doing is going to be huge. I would even venture to say that you could reach stardom. Now, I don't know quite, we'll get a bit more information for you, but there is the timing that we're being shown here. It is like you yourself are being sprinkled with stardust to bring this forth. This is the time to birth something into the world. So whatever you're working on, keep going. Absolutely keep going. If there is anything that you feel like you're a bit either overwhelmed by it, you could even be a bit starstruck, by a little bit overwhelmed by its potential. That could be happening if something you're doing starts to take off. But most importantly, I think you're being really, really, really blessed at this moment. The planets really are aligning for success for you. You have the King and Queen of Pentacles, wow, and the Fool. This is a new beginning. It's guided, it's destiny. Look at the High Priestess sitting just below the Magical Map Shifter. This is absolutely, almost like what you came here to birth into the world. Very interesting. Let's get the runes. Oh, I've got a handful. Let's use these. Okay, so we have Isa, ice. We have harvest. We have fertility. Sorry, that's not fertility, that's Othilla rather, that's separation. We have breakthrough. We have Nathus, this is constraint, and we have protection. Ah, okay, right. Othilla bang in the middle with breakthrough. Right. I think you're going to burst through. It's almost like a glass ceiling. You know, when we talk about that, the language of that, the metaphor of a glass ceiling where there's a limitation or something that has almost like capped your potential, I think it's being removed. I think you're being absolutely protected. There's a longing. Now, I also want to say, whatever longing is for you. Now, because we have a king and a queen, admittedly, this is often home, money, finances, health. But when you get a king and a queen, it can indicate a couple. This is a power couple. This is a couple who can work together for success. But if this working together for success, I mean, if the biggest dream and longing of your life was love, then it could be to do with love. I feel like this reading is more to do with your calling, your work, that kind of stuff, your achievements, your status in the world. I do feel it's much more to do with something like that than it is, you know, or when I say out in the world, it could be very publicly visible, or it could be within your own sort of community. But I do feel you are pushing through, and this is the birthy energy around. It's like you're pushing through a glass ceiling, you're pushing through a limitation, you're pushing through something. Stay grounded. The energy around you may feel a bit push and pull. And there's quite a lot of information coming through here. I think sometimes you might be feeling like something isn't moving, like it feels a bit stuck. And yet I think you have that vision. And at other times it feels like there could be almost like a little bit of restriction, and yet sometimes you can push forwards. It is this push and pull energy, like a birth. Sometimes you breathe, sometimes you push. But whatever you are working on, it is going to move forwards. I think it's going to exceed your expectations. I think it is going to be bigger and more successful than you could possibly have imagined. And this is a reading to encourage you to keep going, to acknowledge that the timing is absolutely perfect for you to do this, to keep going, to persevere. If you're about to launch something, then launch it. Don't be afraid to. This is the time of hatching out, of birthing something. Now, whatever this is for you, it will be unique to you. It is guided. It is protected. It's a treasure trove to be brought forth, and it's going to bear fruit. There's so much destiny, like here, karma, destiny, karmic destiny, fate. Absolutely, you'll be guided every step of the way, even if you feel like somehow there are still blocks or constraints. Honestly, if you find that something isn't actually like you can't push it forwards, then just trust that this is a time when you're meant to breathe. It may be that you're meant to get still in this moment in order to receive further downloads. You know, look at these people being sprinkled with glitter and stardust. It may be that you are needing to receive some downloads of information to enhance the project. This is absolutely going to bear fruit. Now, sometimes the rune of harvest can indicate a period of a year. This could be suggesting that you have been working on something for a year, even possibly over a year, but it could also be suggesting that for this to come to its fullest fruition, you know, maybe there is more work to be done. Curiously, I feel like with Othilla sitting here, and I almost saw it as the rune of fertility. But yeah, this is Othilla, the rune of separation. It's the rune of inheritance. It's the rune of gain. I suspect that the period of waiting is coming to an end because you've got the breakthrough rune. You've got Dagaz here. I think the period of... I do. I feel that this is to be... an area of your world is to be opened up, hence the stay grounded. So I do feel that something is coming to that point where you break through, where you push through the glass ceiling, where what you do is birthed, it's out there. This is what I'm feeling. I think we're getting very, very close to that time. Now, also with these PowerPoints, where the moon, basically this is an astrological PowerPoint which is enhanced by the moon, our beautiful grandmother moon. And this PowerPoint happens, approximately every month, every 29.5 days, because that's the moon cycle. And when this happens, this is an imprint that took place in eclipse season. Now we are moving gradually towards another eclipse season. We're kind of beginning to feel the impact of the forthcoming eclipse season, which is also a time of profound openings. I wouldn't be surprised if during eclipse season, whenever you come to this reading, check out, if you're able to, check out when the next eclipse season is. I will put a link to a site that I use that has lots of astrological and lunar information on it. To be fair, you could probably just Google, but I'll put a link to this site in the description below, so, because there's lots of astrological information, and you'll be able to find out at the time that you come to these readings, you'll be able to find the next, how quickly or how soon the next eclipse season is beginning. When is the next eclipse moon? Because I think that's part of your breakthrough point. Look at the moon behind the magical map shifter. Here, the timing. I think the next eclipse moon is possibly a point of breakthrough for you. Quite a significant breakthrough. I really see that happening. Let's draw just a few more cards to see if we're given any more information. But I think this is really saying, it's almost like a confirmation for you, this reading, actually, as much as anything. And also with clear guidance that if something isn't... If you have a day when it feels like there are blocks, it's not because there are blocks. Get still. It means that your physical progress is being stopped so that you can get still and breathe and receive additional information, which will then contribute to your project. And that's the information that I feel I'm receiving here for you. I think it's... definitely this one, and definitely... no, it is all of them. It is all of them. I wasn't sure there for a moment, but look at the way they just tilted and brought forth for us. See, this is exactly, if you are uncertain, just allow something to be shown and then follow it through. You have the sun. Yeah. You're coming towards a breakthrough, and I think it's quite soon. You have the two of discs. I just think something is going to be blown wide open. Look at the way something's been cracked down the middle. You crack it, you get it. Something is opened for you. You've got the two, so this is the Two of Pentacles. You have the Three of Wands, and look how they point to this sort of ripening sun. And look how we have Aries horns. This is like the beginning of a new chapter. Now we have the Hermit, which could mean that you are going to, well, I think it means you're being guided. It could mean for some of you that there is some sort of mentorship coming in for you. But I actually think, looking at this rock, I think this is more to do with you being grounded. Yeah, King of Wands. This is going to take off. Okay, things that have limited you, held you back with the Six of Swords, I think will be put behind you. See these two figures? We see them walking away. Something is behind you. And the Chariot, it moves forward. I think you're going to get a surge of activity, of emergence, of expansion, something really taking off, and I think it's going to sort of, go big, and I think it will do that, I think, really quite soon. We've also got the sun, and of course we have the moon here. I do think it could be at the next eclipse season. Check out whenever that is, my pile one. Check out at the time that you find this reading. Check out when the next eclipse season is coming. I think you're heading for success. This is an affirmation to keep going, as well as guidance to get still. If you find yourself feeling as though something isn't moving forwards, just get still and get centered. It will be stopping you, not because you're meant to stop, but because you are meant to get still and receive greater information to support this in moving forwards and expanding and bursting forth at exactly the right moment in time. This is like so exciting. It is untrue. Pile one. This is your reading. I almost want to send you congratulations and say pop some champagne in the fridge in anticipation. Beautiful souls, this is amazing. Do please keep me posted. Come back if you follow my readings. Let me know in the Sunday readings ongoing how things are moving forwards and when they burst forth. It would be wonderful to hear from you. This is your reading, beautiful souls. I am sending you so much love. Thank you, all of you who are currently tuning in with my tarot course. While it's in a very special period of time, at the time, to be fair, of uploading this reading, we may not later be in that zone. But if you're watching this close to the time that I'm uploading this, my mum passed over, and in honour of her, my tarot course is currently half price. If you're watching this in a year's time, check out the information page anyway, because whenever there are offers or discounts, they'll always be showing up on that page. So if reading the cards is something that really fires you up and you're interested, maybe in reading and aligning it with your existing pathway, do check us out. Anyway, tons of love. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and everything you do that supports the channel. Tons of love, Pile One. Pile two, welcome to your reading. So you have Entering the Mystery. Let's see what we are shown. We have, we'll draw your oracle cards first. I'm seeing these cards, and what else are we shown for my pile two? We're finding out about this PowerPoint. I'm seeing this one too. We are finding out about this kind of PowerPoint. This actually does feel as though, this card is about taking a risk almost, or, diving in, surrendering to something, just accepting that what you're being given is completely right. I almost feel like the universe has the upper hand here. But let's just... That's the one I'm seeing here. And that one too. You've got an extra card here too. Right, we'll look at these first, then we will draw your tarot cards. We have the 8th house. The transformational area of your life it's about shared resources and intense emotions. And Libra. And this is relationship. There's something here about relationship. I wonder if any of you are embarking on either a new relationship, whether it's love or a business connection. This is suggesting that you dive in. We look at these two rings as well that we have here. I think this is dive in and make a commitment to something actually. It's like trust. Trust the process, trust the universe, trust that the universe has the upper hand, trust that this is meant to happen. We've got Vesta, fuel your inner fire. We've got 3rd house, take a look around. How interesting that we've got 2 houses here. Again, you've kind of, gosh, if you were about to, I don't know, like shared resources, if you were about to, I don't know, like buy a house with someone or something like that, or take a relationship to the next stage. It's kind of like there's something about diving in and doing this, and yet also I also sort of feel metaphorically with 3rd house, take a good look around. How do you get to know someone? It's like if you were embarking on a new relationship, the only way you're going to really get to know them is to dive in and find out. There's something about diving in here. Just diving in and discovering, opening yourself to discovery. Details, okay, so maybe you do need to look at the details. Education, perhaps someone is an open book. We've got Sad embrace and protecting treasure. I'm going to bring these over here actually. Let me move these along and just move your cards around so we can see everything in view. I think I'm going to draw your tarot cards before I say any more. Kind of want to know what these cards are about. What are you... I think maybe you're letting go actually with sad embrace. You're letting go of... I want to say for some of you, letting go of defensiveness, actually. Perhaps you've had to protect yourself. I mean, there's nothing wrong with looking at the detail. There's nothing wrong with checking something out, making sure if someone appears to be an open book, make sure they actually are an open book. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with if you were, I don't know, let's say you were going to buy into something. There's nothing wrong with protecting your own interests. That's appropriate. I mean, if you have, I don't know, if you were going to move in with someone, for example, or enter a business relationship, of course you need to protect your investment. You need to look after yourself. It's appropriate to do so. Completely protect. But this is also suggesting that you kind of... It's like entering something with your eyes wide open, but also knowing that the way forwards is also, you won't know how it can be unless you actually go there. So it's a really, almost a bit paradoxical. On the one hand, it's like there's a situation that you could dive into and I think it could be amazing. On the other hand, there's also the need to sort of, it is to go in with your eyes wide open, or to be, this is such an interesting mix. It's kind of like dive in and surrender, almost, but don't be stupid about it either, kind of thing, you know, protect your interests at the same time. Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. You know, don't be so defensive. And I do think you are letting go. This would be like letting go of singleness, or letting go of, I mean, goodness me, when looking at this couple and the water, what if you've met somebody overseas and it's been a long distance thing and now you're going to make that commitment and move it further? Well, which one of you is going to move? How are you going to do this? How are you going to share your resources? You know, it requires thinking, but it also does require the diving in and committing to it at the same time. You know, it feels really exciting. Really, really exciting. But there is also some sort of planning to be done around this as well, or awareness of what you're doing. So it's like fueling that inner fire, fueling the passion, doing what you desire, diving in the deep end, but at the same time, making sure that the way this proceeds is looking after everybody's interests in a balanced way. Let's draw some tarot cards and find out a bit more. Okay, so you have the Hanged Man this is the Hanged Man in a traditional pack. Taslim is the card. You have the Devil, very interesting, which is very much about cutting cords. Gosh, I'm going to draw some runes for you as well in a moment. Okay, there's your card, or cards a card. Oh, look at this. This is joyous because you are... Well, the Hanged Man is a card ultimately of sort of like surrender. Again, there's a real element of surrender, trust the universe. The Devil ultimately, you see, I think this is something you desire. I think it's something you feel passionate about. But you've kind of got to dive in at the deep end to have it. The Nine of Cups is a card of commitment and celebration, sometimes of marriage. So very interesting. I'm using the like symbolism of, or the energy of people coming together. We do have two rings. So this could be, let's call it a marriage of something, you know, but the marriage could be your marriage to a new home. It could be your marriage to moving to a new area. It could be your marriage to a new job. It could be your marriage to a human being, of course. It could be a love interest, but it's like this sort of commitment to something. And yet I do see this really paradoxical energy, or well, I don't think it is paradoxical. I think it's wise. I think it's like Trust the universe and dive in, because this is gorgeous. Let go of your fears. Don't be defensive, but at the same time, be mindful, because you are leaving behind a very big chapter of your world where, this is like a learning curve maybe you've been very self-sufficient, but this is stepping into a whole new arena of potential. I do feel it's very connected to some kind of relationship with a someone or a something, and I think it's quite big. Okay, so this is what we're seeing around this sort of PowerPoint of energy that is enhancing your manifestations. So I feel in the energy of now, there is something that can come together. Let's draw your rings. Okay, we've got Isa. We've got, this is the spiritual warrior. So we have Isa, which is also sometimes known as the rune of standstill. We have Tewaz, which is the spiritual warrior. Look at this, you have Gibo. This is relationship, it's partnership. We have Journey, Rado, and we have Hagalaz. Hagalaz is a bit like, this is like the Great Awakener. It's a bit like Uranus energy. It means your world is kind of changing radically. This is radical change. Some of you really could be going on a journey. There is this sort of sense of going overseas or connecting to something, but it is a new journey. It is a new journey, that's for sure. No wonder there's a sad embrace, because I feel that something you are letting, in order to embrace this space of new, which is absolutely exciting, like surrender the new, this new pathway, this new connection, this new contract, job, place, home, what relationship, whatever the new is. I think you are being asked to make a clear-cut commitment to the new. This is a time when trying to cling to the old would not be helpful. And that would include defense mechanisms around you, protecting yourself, guarding yourself, clinging to something that would inhibit you from embracing the new. And I think that's partly what you're being shown here. So if there is disruption in your world, this almost feels like this is one of those trains that, I'm almost seeing like a roller coaster where you'd want to, it would be better to choose to jump on board rather than have someone push you into it, kind of thing. Because I almost feel as though this is going to happen. You're being given a window of opportunity here. So if there is something that seems to be wanting to leave your world, or you're having to let it go in order to make the commitment to the new, I think it's completely right that you let it go. I really do. Let's see, what else are we shown? Could we please gain further information for pile 2? I love this. We've got the 3 of Cups. This is beautiful. This is connection. It's a turning point. Princess of Cups. Okay, beautiful. This is the Page of Cups. Yeah, this really is an opportunity for you. We've got the Hermit showing up. This came out in pile 1. If you were drawn to pile 1, there could be a message there for you. The Hermit. I think this is the direction you're meant to go in. Actually, I really do. I'm seeing this one. High Priestess. Yeah, you're being guided. Unquestionably being guided. This is like the planets are aligning, and I think the opportunity is also, it's like in alignment for you. It's almost as though you will be moving into a place, I think, of profound happiness, something that's going to fuel your inner fire. This could genuinely be like for some of you a physical move to a new area. But it's because you need to align, almost like creating a new anchor point. I'm seeing this rock here. Yeah, we've got the Strength card here. I want to say don't be afraid of change. I'm not suggesting you all are. in any way, shape or form. But this is very much about embracing a very big, to say a very big something just seems a bit daft, but it is. It's like embracing a very big change, but also doing it with the wisdom of the courage of your convictions, making sure everything is balanced, making sure everything is aligned, making sure that everything is equal and fair. For example, if you're going to move in together or bring your resources together, or whatever this contract is, this is absolutely it's doing something in a really open, kind of wise, enlightened kind of way. We've got the Chariot, beautiful. Yeah, this is absolutely about moving something forwards. And I think the universe is really indicating that this is a completely new chapter of your life. And this is almost like it's meant to happen. Now, I am just going to ask about the sad embrace. I think this is literally just leaving behind whatever that is. If you leave a job it's like leaving behind your safe zone, leaving a job that or a location. I mean, gosh, if you up sticks because you've met somebody, well, how amazing. But that could mean leaving your family and your friends. It's a big move for you. Could I ask though about the sad embrace for my pile twos, please? We've got the Death card. Can you believe this? This is amazing. And the Princess of Swords. This is really clear cut. This is meant to happen. Cut cords. This is what Tewaz does. The energy of the spiritual warrior. It's about real discernment. Make clear-cut decisions. If you want the new, then make a choice. Surrender to this incredible opportunity. Cut the cords that are stopping you from embracing the new. If there was something you thought you'd be doing and you're sort of clinging to it, maybe you're not meant to cling to it. Maybe you are just meant to move. In which case, move. But again, just do so with, this isn't, as I said, this is not jumping in a way it is jumping in the deep end, but it's jumping in the deep end with wisdom and awareness. So you navigate. It's like you navigate the new with consciousness. That's what I'm seeing here. I think the new commitment, the new situation is absolutely fabulous. I think it's going to be liberating. I think it opens up the world for you. I think you are going to absolutely love it. But you have to let go of something in order to achieve it, in order to have this, whatever that is. Like I don't know, maybe if you were deeply committed to being single, and then suddenly someone rocks up out of the blue and knocks your socks off, turns your world upside down, and you're like, wow, I don't think I can live without this. This fires me up. On the other hand, it's like, whoa, I've got to let go of everything that I had planned for myself, which was just to do this. But this is letting go of the safe zone. I think this is fascinating, this reading, because it is about your empowerment, and it is about you stepping up into something that you can feel monumentally passionate and excited and alive about, and not allowing circumstances to hold you back, whilst also, as I said, not being defensive, but also also diving in to see what happens and embracing the new. With your eyes wide open as well. Be an open book. I think this is lovely. I really, really do. Pile 2, I think this is your reading. Beautiful souls, thank you for being here. Thank you all of you who are signing up to my tarot course, and thank you for the love and support you've been sending me. My mum passed over, if you're new to the channel, and I'm really honoured to be reading for you. It's been very, very interesting for me to sit in the energy of the readings. I wasn't sure how I would feel and whether I would not be okay to read. Actually, I feel so centered in light. It's really, really been an interesting journey. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I feel so privileged to be reading for you. I feel like it's almost enhanced my humility, my gratitude, and for the extraordinary gifts we're offered from our cards, from our runes, and from, you know, channeling information. So I'm really humbled, actually. And in honour of my mum's passing, my tarot course is currently half price. So if you are tuning in with this reading as I am uploading it, or relatively soon after it, do check that out. And if you're tuning into this reading in a year's time or something, then do check out the information page, because there will be discounts from time to time, and anything and everything you need to know about the course will be on that page. So if it's something that might fire you up, then go check it out. Anyway, thank you all, and thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, and just being the amazing people that you are. Tons of love, pile 2. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. I am fascinated by these readings. So much information is coming through. Let us find out about this PowerPoint for you. How are the planets aligning to assist you? I think you have 2 cards there. I'll go with those. I'm just going to go with those. How are the planets aligning to help you at this time? Let's find out what information comes through. I'm seeing that one and also that one as well. Okay, what do we have here first of all for you? You have Chiron, which is to do with becoming a healer. Gosh, and you have the 2nd house, finances, assets, the things you value. The 5 sacred elements, alchemy, is a card of huge empowerment, actually. You've got Mars, which is taking action. You've got a cardinal sign, bright new beginnings ahead. You have solitude. You have encouragement. And you have compass. Let's move your cards along, make space here. This is really, really clear. There is something that is very, very, very kind of like unique to you. Now, I'm not suggesting you won't be collaborating with anyone, but I think that you are literally being either encouraged, validated to pursue. It's like pursuing your calling. You need to take action though, and that's why this is coming now. You actually do need to take action. This is not a static reading. This is definitely an encouragement, and almost like the universe is giving you a little nudge, like, or spirit sources or your spirit team are giving you. For some of you, it could even be more than just a nudge. It might be quite a shove. I think you're being given a push here. To actually, you have to take an action. Let's draw your tarot cards to get more information before I say any more. It's like everything is coming together for you. You have the resources you need. You'll be given the resources you need. It is literally like the universe is aligning for you. But you have to definitely take an action. You have to make something happen as well. This is like manifestation. Well, it's the acknowledgement in manifestation. You know, it's not just about sitting back and assuming that the universe will deliver stuff. Sometimes the universe will open a door, but you have to walk through it. I'm also seeing there's definitely another one coming through. That's what I'm hearing. Let's draw. Maybe kindly ask for one more card, please, for my pile 3s. And there it is. I just saw it pushing through there. I think it is actually that one. Okay, 5 of Swords and 6 of Swords. How interesting. 5 of Staffs, Malacca of Coins, and you have Shah of Coins as well. Now, this is really interesting. Both of these did actually come out in pile 1 together, I think. So if you were drawn to pile 1, there could well be a message for you. Also, what I'm seeing is, which you can't see, I've just put the cards to one side and the card on the top has really slid forward. So I'm going to bring it in as well. Yeah, we have Malacca of Cups too. Okay. So I'm going to bring these up here and put these up here. And then we will line these up. Right. You do need to take an action. Most definitely here. with Five of Swords moving to the 6, and we have the Five of Staffs. Don't be afraid to step up. Yeah, don't be afraid to come out of your cave. Don't be afraid to move forwards with something. I actually think, my beautiful pile 3, I think you need a team of people. Now this is the Queen. We've got the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. We've also got the Queen of Cups. I think with solitude, maybe you have been working at something on your own. Even in encouragement, it's like having someone come in who can support something. And with the 5 sacred elements, this is like literally the universe lining things up for you, opening doors for you. Look at the doors behind the Queen of Cups, opening doors for you. I think you need to leave something behind. Look at the pathway ahead. I don't think that you're to work on your own. I think there's a need for you to reach out. If a door is in front of you, you've got to open the door. In fact, I actually think there is something like there's something that you need to do. This, if I try and think of the energy and give an example to try and tune into the energy, this would be like if you have an idea but you need funding, but you're just sitting on that idea and sort of hoping that, you know, maybe someone will sort of somehow, you'll bump into somebody and they'll sort of say, oh, and you get chatting and the idea is amazing and they say, oh, I'll fund you. Actually, this reading is saying, no, you have to apply for funding. You know, you've got to initiate something. You've got to jump into action. If you've got an idea for a book, you've got to actually approach an agent, or you've got to approach a publisher, or, you know, it's if there's a company that manufactures stuff and you have an amazing idea, you need to approach them. You've got to come out of solitude. You're the one that has to go knock on that door. You need a team. You need more than just you to bring something forth. Everything is aligning for you. This is the perfect timing with the compass. You're on track as well with your idea. You're on track. Look at this road, reaching to this beautiful star. You are meant to do this. You've got to cross the bridge. You've got to focus on the future and believe in your idea. But I don't think you can bring your idea forth on your own. I think you need the backup of a team. And maybe you're a little bit anxious or fearful around it. You've always been a bit of a one-man band. I think the timing is right for you to reach out. And I think this is what your reading is saying to you. Spirit Source is saying to you, you must take action here. It's actually very, very, very clear. For you to move forwards, you've got to kind of almost, you've got to do something. And with Chiron here, you see Chiron, I think, is, where are we? Let me just look at these cards here. Chiron is about sort of coming out of your cave, healing any part of you that doesn't believe you can do this. I mean, maybe when you were little, you kind of became a bit, I don't know, self-contained. You need the backup of people, you really do. And the second house, assets, finances. I think you need backing. I think you probably need financial backing. There's something you can't do on your own. And I think you have to reach out. That's what this is saying. Let's draw some runes for you, see what they show. We have 3 runes. We've got fertility. We've got Hagalaz. So fertility is the rune of Ingus. Ingus is fertility. This is really interesting because fertility requires the completion of beginnings. Hagalaz is the rune of disruption. It's also the rune that connects to Uranus, the Great Awakener. You can't remain as you are. And we also have Tewaz, the spiritual warrior, which is about being really discerning and taking clear-cut action, making decisions. This is like decide what you're going to do. I don't know if you've written a book and you've never approached a publisher. Well, decide which publisher you're going to approach and do it. This requires decision, decisive action, and actual happening. And I think you're going to get a really amazing result. You've got the King of Pentacles. And even the Five of Wands here is, we've got a team here. Even if you feel it's a competitive environment that you're stepping into, well, maybe it is. But so what? I remember meeting with a group of writers actually, and she was so daunted. She was writing a book. I think it was about homeschooling. She was an amazing woman, writing a book about homeschooling. And she said, "I'm really worried. There are so many books out there about this already." But hers was such a unique take. And I remember saying to her, funny, it connects to my mum actually. My mum was a really, really avid reader. She was really well read, way more well read than me. And I remember saying to this person, if my mum reads a book about, I don't know, neuroscience, for example, if she enjoys that book, she will then go out and buy 6 other books about neuroscience because she wants to get every take on it. So, bringing a book into a competitive arena doesn't mean that it won't be successful. It means it's adding to the pool of knowledge that helps people to really understand, in this instance, neuroscience. But, for her, it was homeschooling. And I was like, you're bringing a particular take. So just because it's a competitive market, you are bringing something unique. So take it forwards. That's what we're seeing here in your reading, and it is unique. You've got to cross that bridge. You've got to let go of the fears and the indecisiveness and the feeling that you can't do this. And this is really saying, completion of beginnings. You've got to kind of initiate something. You've got to fertilize the ground for your own deliverance. Step out of your comfort zone, make the decision and go for it. That's what this is saying. Action is required. The universe is aligning for you. The 5 sacred elements, alchemy, this is the universe has your back. The universe is going to open the doors for you, but the universe can give you 20 doors, but you have to knock on them. You've got to take action. Let's draw some more cards and see if we can get any more information for you, my beautiful souls. We've got strength and death. And I'm seeing the card on the reverse. Absolutely, look at this. We've got the 6 of Swords showing up again. Very different energy in this particular 6 of Swords. So you have the strength. This is about you finding the courage to step up. This is what you want. This is the transformation you're waiting for. You have got to make that decision and sort of move forwards. The 6 of Swords is very much about moving ahead. Choosing to move ahead, letting those doubts, leaving the doubts behind you. We've got the Hanged Man. So this is very, very interesting here because the Hanged Man, I also feel, is a card which kind of connects to just sort of surrendering. It's trusting that the universe has the upper hand, but you've also got to take action. The universe is saying, come on, I want to work with you, but you've got to work with me, kind of thing. This is Odin, who hung upside down in a tree. That's the story of this card. And noticed that beneath him, there were twigs and stones and bones that formed signs, that formed little symbols, and that they meant something. You're going to be shown the way. The universe is aligning to support you. Watch for the signs. Watch for the signs. Seeing 3 more cards. We've got the 9 of Wands, which is about you kind of like getting it together. We've got the 8 of Cups and we've also got the 7 of Discs. Let me move these cards along so you can see them all. Yeah, we've got the 9 of Wands traditionally is a card where it's like overcoming the final hurdle. So this would be like you've written the book. It's there. It's fabulous. All you got to do is send it out, put it out there. You've got to choose. to do this. You've got to choose to sort of sail into the sunset, because if you don't climb onto that boat, you know, you're not on it. You've got to choose to do this. And against the Seven of Discs, the Seven of Pentacles is a card. It's a card of investment. What I also see here is, I'm also going to say to you, there's some really extra information coming through here, pile 3, which is I would be also knocking on more than one door. And we had that shown here. We've got a door here, and we've got two queens. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, we've got the Queen of Cups, and both of them have an archway and a doorway. I think that there is more than one potential route for you, and you're going to need to knock on more than one door and kind of test the waters. You could even find yourself going from a place where you're anxious about knocking on anyone's door to knocking on several doors and finding that you get several offers, in which case you'll then need to evaluate them. In which case, come back to the channel if you're not sure and look for some more readings. There are a ton of readings on the homepage. I've got playlists set up now where it's like, is this a yes, no, or a maybe? Or how will this situation pan out? You know, is this person trustworthy? You know, so if you're looking at a deal with someone or a collaboration with someone because you're moving to a new team, you know, there are other readings. There's loads of get an immediate answer now reading, you know, out there. There's lots of PowerPoint readings. So check out the readings if you're needing extra guidance when you get to this sort of point. But this is a definite... you know, I think there'll be choices available to you. I think there's going to be more than one offer for you when you knock on those doors. So I'd be saying knock on more than one door. Expect an abundance of offers. And then from that point, you can then decide which route to take. That's what we're being shown here, pile 3. This is so exciting. So, so, so exciting. But my dearest ones, you have to initiate the action. This is your reading, pile 3. I am sending you so much love, so, so much love. Thank you, all of you. If you are following my readings, you'll know my mum passed over. I said she really was genuinely an incredible reader, just remarkable. And in honour of her passing over, my tarot course is currently half price. So if you are interested in learning to read, potentially joining a community, whether you want to read for yourself or actually join a community of readers, where we have big plans to do with setting forth and creating a community of readers who work within an ethical framework, really incorporating all of my counselling and psychotherapy work into that course as well. It's in the making, but you know, my doors are open for people to jump on board now, and it's at a really exciting point. So if that's of interest to you, do check it out. I'll put a link below. Beautiful souls, tons and tons of love to you. Keep us posted. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and all the things you do that support the channel. Tons of love, pile 3.